Now, the chapter title is The Rocks Pirates. This week's double spread, we have the Straw Hat crew walking on ladders above the roofs in the city. Okay, interesting. But I want to go to the main course, the content, the meat and potatoes of this chapter. We continue from the last chapter with Rox and Loki. Yes, very good. Okay, we learned that XEBEC is a unique swordsman. He's a unique swordsman, so he has probably a sword technique. What is it, like Zoro's 3-sword style, or is it like Kinemon's Foxfire style, or is it like, well, whatever Mihawk's sword style is, it's probably awesome, but we don't know about it. And whatever Shank's sword technique was when he had both his arms, or what's like the sword techniques from Samurai and Wano, or is like sword techniques from, you call that, the captain from the one of the former commanders, the Whitebeard Pirates, Vista. What was that, flower sword style? I don't know, but there's a lot of sword styles, but I think XEBEC, I wonder what his sword style is. It must have to do, like, I wonder if it's a Haki plus Haki based sword technique, sword style. Interesting, maybe. Okay, it says here he also single-handedly kidnapped 5 kings during the reverie. Okay, that's some true pirate. Okay, the more I read about Rox, the more he feels like, you know, he's like next to Blackbeard. Like Rox and Blackbeard, father and son, they really emanate the aura of true pirates in real life. You know, true to life pirates, not the ones that, not like Luffy or like Roger or Whitebeard who have redeeming qualities, but these guys are like charismatic but evil characters. Okay, so he kidnapped 5 kings. Okay, now this is the interesting part of the chapter. We know that Rox met Emu. Okay, finally. I've been thinking about this ever since. Rox's ambition is to be king of the world. Like, this goes way back, like pre-Wano, like when Sengoku was talking about like Rox's ambition to be king of the world. And like when, I think a few chapters back, when Loki was asked if he's met the God Knights before, he said if he did, he would have been king of the world. It's probably like from his conversation with Rox as a kid, he probably knew about this. He learned it from Rox when he's telling stories about his travels, maybe like how Shanks tells stories to Luffy. Okay, so Rox met Emu 8 years ago in the Reverie, where he met Harald, and he made it all the way to the Room of Flowers. Okay, Rox, Room of Flowers, and he told Emu he will be back. And Rox told Emu he's a fan of Davy Jones. Davy Jones. Okay, I wonder if Davy Jones is like a important character in this story, because like we know the Davy back fight is like a pirate tradition. So like maybe we'll get some like a flashback on its true origins, but Rox utilized this. Oh, wait, what else? When Rox met Emu, we also see GUNKO, and she is the servant that serves Emu directly. Okay, so I guess like maybe Emu is different from the other holy knights because she's like a servant, direct servant to Emu. So maybe she has like that immortality thing where she really won't age, like the Gorosei. But the holy knights, they probably have like a regeneration thing, but they don't have that immortality thing. But since she's like probably a compatible vessel to possess, as we've seen in the previous chapter, she probably has that immortality thing going on. Or is it just specifically GUNKO? Because like she can be possessed by Emu, because we know the Gorosei have powers bestowed to them by Emu, but GUNKO's the only character we've seen so far who can be possessed by Emu. I mean, there could be others, but for now it's just GUNKO. Okay, what else? Rox and Harald clashed in the Reverie, and the clash was so strong that the Haki went all over the place like Roger versus Whitebeard. Okay, that's insane, because when you think about it, Rox and Harald, like two overpowered fighters. Now this kind of gives me vibes. Is like Harald on that scale, like Odin, where he's like, he's not a titled as a Yonko, but he's like a really powerful warrior, someone powerful with a powerful warrior background, similar to how Kozuki Odin was like a great samurai, and he was commended to be one of the strongest fighters Kaido's ever faced. In this situation, maybe like Harald was the Odin Harald was like to how Kaido was Odin. So it's like he's like a enemy he respects a lot. Or maybe they became friends, who knows, but he's probably like on Rox's like, oh, these are the guys who can fight me in a death battle, like how Kaido made a list of people who he could fight in a death battle, who he considers to be worthy of fighting. Okay, next, what else? So they had a super Haki clash, okay? And then XEBEC destroyed the Justice Gate one time, and he also stole money from the Celestial Dragons. Okay, even more pirate. Like, he wreaks havoc, he talks to the Secret King of the world, he steals their money. Okay, he probably knows stuff about the Celestial Dragons that Imu doesn't want to know. He probably is like extorting the world government because he knows the secret of the world government, and he's really powerful and schemy, just like, well, yeah, Blackbeard's son is also the same thing, schemy. And we know in the present that Marijois is being attacked. What if it's Blackbeard? What if Blackbeard wants to talk to Imu in the present? That's why they're showing Rox talking to, maybe this is Oda like giving hints that, like, just as his dad was talking to Imu in the past, in the present, Blackbeard's gonna talk with Imu. Oh, this is very interesting. But that's pure speculation on my part with the Blackbeard Imu, but this is interesting. Okay, next is Rox fought in Davy back fights to make his crew larger and larger. Okay, this makes sense. I mean, for people who don't know, just watch the Davy back arc in one pre-time skip One Piece. It's okay. I mean, I think I'll rewatch it a bit because it's been a while since I watched it, but the Davy back fights are a way for gaining powerful crew members. It's a pirate tradition, and it did originate from Hachinosu, so maybe way before Rox, but this was what Rox's key method for gathering powerful crew members. It makes sense. Maybe that's how he got Big Mom and Whitebeard and the other powerhouses he had in his crew. Okay, so he created his crew. We see 6 members with him in Elbaf. One of them is Wang Ji. Oh, hey, that's the guy that Blackbeard beat to get to rule over Hachinosu. Okay. And another one is a gangster called Marlon. Okay, I don't know who Marlon is, but maybe that worst generation guy who looks like Capone. I forgot, like the one who helped Luffy and his whole cake probably might know. If Marlon's alive, maybe that guy knows about him. Okay, so after a few years later, he left Elbaf and took Pirate Island under his control. Okay, seems like it's going back to like him becoming, I think this is probably the point where he's going to be the infamous leader of the Rocks Pirates officially. Okay, and it says, oh man, it's break next week. Okay, well, Oda needs to rest. He needs to cook. But I like this. I like this chapter. I like this chapter a lot. It's very interesting. Imu. Okay, I think the part of this chapter that I like the most is that Rocks and Imu meet, and GUNKO is there. If you don't see the panels, but if GUNKO is the same age she was then in the flashback and how she is now in the present in Elbaf, that she might have that immortality thing that Gorosei have, which is very interesting. And Rocks, this guy, he kidnapped 5 kings. He had a Conqueror's Haki clash with King Harald, so this kind of puts Rocks and Harald on that tier with like Whitebeard, Roger, Shanks, Odin. He's on that list. He is on the realm of the strongest. I want to know more, but I will have to wait for the full summary of the chapter, but this is peak. This is quality. This is a 5-star meal. thank you, Oda, for this content, for this great chapter. I want to see the full summaries, but anyway, if you like this video, give a comment on your what do you think happened to the, you know, like, what do you think happens to, like, Harold? Like, what did Rox want to do when he meets Harold and Elbaf? Like, why did they fight in the Reverie, and how did Rox gain an audience with Emu? So many mysteries. But anyway, that's about it for this video. Peace.